Hello everyone, Carlos Flores back on basics. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. If you have a question, if you have a topic, if you have a suggestion, if you want me to give you my take on anything, put it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer you back. If you want to connect with me on other social media outlets, on Facebook, you can search for me, Carlos Flores Jr. Flores is Flores. Flores. On Instagram, on X, or on Threads, you can type in at Back on Basics. On WhatsApp, you can type in at Back on Basics 9985. So, let's talk about how to focus your mind so that way you can be productive. So, there's a lot of different ways to do so. Remember, the simple way that I've been talking to you about is this. If you want to focus your mind, do something physical, right? If you want to focus your body, then do something mental. And so, but that's very basic, right? And now I'm going to expand on it, because if you want to focus your mind, physical, there's other techniques that I'm going to suggest to you. Remember, these are suggestions. You have to decide what's good for you. I would suggest bringing your support system in so that way they'll be able to give you their suggestions on which ones could help you the most. So here's the first one, right? Do a brain dump. Does anybody know what a brain dump is? I haven't done it in a long time. So what it means is you just write down everything that's in your mind. Everything. So that way you're reducing mental clutter. Remember, watch my shorts today, because my shorts talk about writing things down, putting it on your phone, or recording it somewhere. Because guess what? When you do that, then your brain doesn't have to process all of that. It is exactly a brain dump. You dump it, you have it written down. Your brain knows that it can remember and process that you have a list of things that you're working on, that you're thinking about, that you're dealing with, right? And so that's one way of doing it. Also, the other way of doing it, again, right? You write it on your phone, you put it in there. So that way, again, your brain is thinking, well, he or she wrote it on the phone. He or she wrote it on a piece of paper or a notebook. Don't have to process it. That's the brain dump. And that's very important. So, brain dump. The second one is, just take breaks. And so you need to have micro breaks. You need to have from 3 to 5 minute breaks. So that way you can kind of, if things are going along and they're getting kind of familiar, or you're not at your sharpest, take a micro break, 3 to 5 minutes. Do some stretching, right? Play some music in the background. Make sure that you're focusing, right, on mind, body, emotional balance. And so by taking a micro break, you'll be able to break things off. So that way you'll be able to regain that positivity, regain that motivation, and then move forward so that way you can get to your goals and succeed. The other thing that I would highly recommend is for you to break down tasks. Why do I say that? It's because, remember the saying, and I hate to say it, but it is what it is. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's just a saying, ladies and gentlemen. I would never eat an elephant. But it's just the saying, how do you eat a pizza? One bite at a time. And so when you break down your tasks into smaller pieces, and I've been saying this for the past year, then what you can do is you have many successes. You're motivated, because these mini successes, eventually what happens? they compound and they become a large motivation factor, right? And then you start visualizing your success, and then you see it, and you see it more, and it's coming closer. So you put in more work, and you put in more work. For example, with me, right? I started out making YouTube videos. Then I added a short in English. I added a short in Spanish. Then I went to Instagram and I added a micro short on Instagram. Then I started sending my videos from YouTube and Instagram to other social media outlets. And then I started doing a reel recently on Facebook. So again, right? It's not that you're not motivated. You will get motivated by breaking down tasks. You'll be able to have these mini victories that will motivate you to move forward, that will actually help you visualize your success, your end goal. And so again, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing by breaking down tasks. It's smaller pieces. You'll still get to your end goal, but at the same time, you'll get more and more and more motivated as you finish parts and parts and parts of it. So again, right? The next one that I'm going to talk to you about is eliminate distractions. That's the hardest thing for me. You know, one of the things that I do that people don't get is that whenever I'm either grading or I'm reading or I'm doing something, I listen to music. I mean, it's instrumental, so that way I can focus. If it's instrumental, then I can regulate my emotions. That way they come out in my paper. So that way they come out in my homework, in my grading. If for some reason there's vocals, there's singing in it, I can also regulate it based on the genre, on the song. If it's slow, if it's a slow song or a happy song, and that also comes out in my writing, in my reading, in my communication. And so again, right, make sure that you eliminate distractions. One way to do so is making sure, like for me, listening to music eliminates my distractions, and it does it really well. And sometimes, you know what? From time to time, you just have to put on noise canceling headphones. So that way you're able to do so. So that way you're able to hyper focus on this. So the next one that I want to recommend is declutter your space. Why? Because if it's a mess, then you won't know what to do, how to start it, where to start, how to get to things, how to become efficient at doing things. I'm actually doing that. I'm learning how to do that in my special education credential program. And so it's amazing that it's taking me a little bit of time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I'm learning this field for the first time, and so, but I enjoy it. I enjoy supporting the students. I enjoy supporting the parents. I enjoy interacting with the teachers. I enjoy interacting with the paraprofessionals. I mean, this one. It's like a win-win-win for me. And so again, right? It's like declutter your space, organize things so that way they can so that way your brain doesn't have to process it. You'll see it. Oh, it's here. I'm going to get it. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm working. This is what I'm doing. Boom, done. So again, right? Declutter your space. Another thing is single tasking, which I've talked about before. Just do one thing at a time, one step at a time, one task at a time. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to finish all of this and this bunch. Do focus time, right? Look at where you have the most attention span, where you can focus the most, and where you can't focus the most, and set your work times based on where you have the peak of focus time. Focus on the tasks, and then when you're hitting not so peak, when you're going down and you are not focusing as much, well, then that's where you can set a break. That's where you can do an activity. That's where you can do the things that you need to do to get your mind and body and emotional focus. So again, right? Do one thing and focus, right? And do one strategy at a time, one task at a time. The next one is exercise, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the more that I exercise, and I'm not gonna be real, I've been eating a little bit more lately because it's been, I'm trying to I was getting over a cold and everything, and so, but I'm focused now. I'm gonna start working out, walking. I walk at school. I walk at work. I do the things that I need to do, and so I want to make sure that you understand that. Do exercise. Be active. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. This is the time for you to not only sharpen your mind, but sharpen your body. And then that'll sharpen your emotions. That'll get you emotions that you're able to adapt, not just not deal with things. The last thing that I want you to do is what I've been saying all the time. Visualize your progress. Visualize your goals. Why do you want to visualize your goals? Because it keeps on motivating you. It keeps on helping you, so that way you can put in the work. Put in the work. So visualize your goals. Visualize the way that you do things. Visualize the fact that there needs to be a focus. There needs to be an endpoint. There needs to be steps, 1, 2, 3, on and on and on, right? You need to focus, and that's one of the things. If you do it visually, you will get there. Believe me, you will get there. It's like, look, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th video I've done. Some of them are 3 minutes. Some of them are 1 minute. Some of these, like this one, is going to be like 13 or 14 minutes. So again, and I'm still motivated. I'm just still doing this, and so it's imperative. It's important that you visualize where you're going. You visualize step by step by step, so that way you're ahead. You visualize your goals. You visualize how to achieve them, because all of that will help you move forward. All of that will help you get to where you want to get to. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. If you have any questions, just put it in the comment section and I'll be happy to do so. Till next time, Back on Basics.